Okay, so I don't know. Tell me how long you've lived here.
Just 13 years I've been working here with CBF.
Okay, so did you live on the island before that?
Yeah, I was born and raised here on Smith Island, so.
Okay. And you did, but you didn't work for CBF before you were a waterman?
No, well, no, I was a waterman. I've been on a tugboat. I've ran launches for Maryland pilots, and I've done just about everything it is on the water, pretty much.
Okay, so if you weren't, so you mostly just ran the boats. What part of like, when you did work as a waterman, what did you do?
Oystered and crab. Done a little bit of oystered in the wintertime, and crab pots and crab scrape and stuff in the summertime.
Okay, and was that what like people in your family did, or did you
Yeah,
just sort of?
family did it, and their family, and so on down to whenever they first started, I guess.
And your is that what your dad did? What was your
My
dad?
father did. He was a waterman. He crabbed, he oystered, and then he ran a shanty for business for a while.
Okay. And what and he was from here as well.
Born and raised here.
And your mom?
Mom, born and raised on Smith Island, but to another little town called Ewell.
And the what did your mom just stay at home do stuff with the crabs or?
No, stay at home. There weren't no freezers and stuff in like they have now. Like they
Right.
would freeze the soft crabs and stuff, the dead ones.
Yeah, I was reading the thing about the how long it took for people to get like electricity and stuff out here, and I was like,
we
wow,
got it. I think it's 1952 or three we got electricity out here.
wow. What did you guys do before that?
You made out some of them. They used to have they were generators, but they had another name for them back then. They were called Delcos.
Okay.
I don't know why they called them that, but they would start them up. They run by fuel, and they had like generators on them. You get some power to your house.
Okay.
A few of them had them.
I've never heard of a Delco, but I maybe it's like a like a Hoover, like it's the company that made it.
It's a name of an engine and stuff, a generating plant.
So what changes have you seen in the area since
my
you've
gracious,
been working here?
I've seen a lot of changes. Well, like I said, we've gone from no electric to now you can press buttons and go, no, up there in that shanty. Oh, up there in that shed.
I thought so, but it's locked.
Huh? It's not locked, just pull on it.
The white,
Yeah, the two big doors.
that's where I just went, and
Yeah,
it was locked.
it ought not to be.
Okay.
Not this small shed.
No, the big shed under the crab. Tell everybody. You can go on the other back door and kick it open. Yeah, I know. I never seen you coming down.
Yeah, she was ready to go. Like she thought we were going before we went on over to Ewell. And I was like,
I guess you thought you meant this dock. I guess.
yeah. So what changes in the land have you seen? Like animals, like any
well-
change in the oystering and crabbing?
Well, in crabbing situation, there's not too many crabs right now. Crab is hard to come by right now this year. For what reason, I have no idea. I don't think nobody knows. It's a lot of what we call little crabs on the bottom, but they're not market crabs.
Right.
like
Something you
peelers
can
and
sell,
soft
yeah.
crabs, something you can sell. A lot of small crabs.
And for the oysters, are you seeing the same thing, or are
No,
you seeing
the
a drop
past
off?
4 or 5 years around this area, it's been excellent oystering in the wintertime. You're on a limit how much you can catch every day. I think it's 12 bushels per day per license for no more than 2 head on a boat. Whatever, from the day one until the last day they quit, a lot of them caught their limit. So that's for the past 4 or 5 years. It's been like that.
Was
Pretty
the but has there been a lot of like change in that over time? Just like, or does it fluctuate like season to season?
It kind of fluctuates too, we've had power dredging around these islands for a few years now, and that helped cultivate the bottom. For a baby oyster to come along, it cleans the bottom, cleans the silt off the oysters and stuff, so the little ones can come and attach themselves to them and grow, and it's really helped a lot.
And the land around the island, has that like changed a lot for
Oh, yeah,
in the
yeah,
time?
well,
Like, are you losing it, gaining
Yeah,
it?
we're losing a lot of our barrier islands. A few years ago, they had somebody around here would, especially in the wintertime, if we have a bad wind to the west, or we have a lot of wind there, we'll lose, I don't know, 15 or 20 feet a year. So
Oh wow. And does it stay under? Like it's gone once once it's just
It's
gone.
gone. It comes some places it'll move inside and start building back up, but that's very few.
Yeah.
Most of it is gone.
And the marshlands and stuff. You're losing the marsh as well?
We're losing. That's what we're losing mostly, the marshland, our protection from the bay
Wind
and the
and-
sand.
Yeah.
And we're losing our, we call it barrier islands, and we're losing that, quite a bit. And
Did you guys
hopefully-
get hit hard with Sandy?
Pardon?
By Hurricane Sandy? Did you guys get hit hard?
It was some damage here, but it wasn't a whole lot. We had the tide came up pretty high, but it went off. But see, right out here, we're only about 5 feet above sea level, and when the tide comes up, it just goes off. There's nowhere to build up until 7 and 8 feet. Nowhere to build up that high. So
Yeah.
it got pretty good over here.
And I know that your daughter lives on Yule. How many kids do you have?
One daughter.
Just your daughter?
Yeah, one daughter.
And does she? What does she do on the
She's a
island?
Teacher's aide. She has to go to the Chrisfield every day. She teaches a special kid, and she has to go on the school boat every day. Gets up. She'll leave the house around 6 o'clock. For her to leave the island around 20 after 6 and get back around 4 o'clock in the evening. If it's so bad and his mother don't send him, they've got a little place up here in the Yule school she goes to. She's got her and the kid.
Okay. And where's it? I was gonna ask you one more thing about the land and your family. The rest of your family lives in Yule, or like do they live around here?
The rest of my family lives down here. I only have a couple nephews left in my family. All my brothers are dead. I have one sister. She's still alive, but she's in a nursing home in Princess Anne. So that's
Oh, okay.
the rest of my family's nephews and nieces.
And she's and your parents, I assume, have passed on. We were talking about movies. You said that you liked Western movies. Did you
Oh,
guys?
yeah.
Did you guys? I know you guys don't have like much of a movie theater kind of thing. Where did you start to see Westerns?
On television. Believe it or not, they used to have a movie theater up at Yule when I was a kid.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it was. People don't realize, but it did. But it's been a long time since that was. First started watching Western movies on TV.
Okay.
That was back in the old black and white days.
Yeah, yeah, with the rabbit ears and
Roy Rogers
everything.
and Gene Autry and all them. We started watching.
Are those your favorite kind of movies?
Well, I like the Clint Eastwood ones and John Wayne and all them movies now.
Yeah.
So they're more active, I guess.
And what about now? Like, if you were gonna pick movie types, because I guess they don't really make much in the way of westerns now. They have just a couple.
Yeah, they're making a few. Like you have a few of them. White Herb, they made a new movie out with Kevin Costner a few years ago, and they're making some fairly decent movies now. But now it's so much of this animation and stuff that goes on. Everything's done by computer.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Some of it is though.
Yeah, and the is that kind of TV and stuff is really like your entertainment? Do you guys get
Yeah.
together and play cards and stuff, or not so much?
No, we just sit her home in her recliner. When after dinner's done, we watch the Evening News and a few other shows, and we'll try to pick out what we like. But pretty much everybody around here's got a satellite dish, and so we can get just about anything you want.
And what did you guys do when you were a kid, like on the island? Because you wouldn't have. When did you guys get TVs and stuff out here?
Like I said, we didn't get electric here until 1953 and 52 or 53, and I know probably 5 or 6, maybe 7 or 8 years before we had a television.
So when you guys were kids,
we
you just
played after school. We'd get together and go play football, baseball, whatever, and played all kinds of games and tag and all kinds of stuff like that. And we were just outdoors till way after dark a lot of times. So
yeah. Well, if you were gonna like give a message to people who who've never been out to Smith Island and don't know anything about this place, what would you think was the most important thing? Kind of tell them about here.
oh my, I guess come see a way of life that's slowly, or not slowly, pretty fast leaving this area, because in a few more years, they won't be this way of life, because there's no young men coming up in back of what we have now. Local Smith Isle watermen, another 20 years maybe be gone. So.
Yeah, and you don't think that. And what I noticed also is, like, you know, a lot of the places where I live, you know, a lot of people from different places work in those jobs. But I noticed, like, out here, it really isn't like that. Like, you guys don't really seem to kind of pick up workers, you know, like itinerant worker kind of people. And I think that's kind of interesting that it hasn't made it out here.
No, it's hard to do if you. Working the water is about like working a farm. You got to be kind of born and raised up into it.
Yeah.
To realize what is going on and to get anything out of it.
Yeah.
I've seen some people come here and try to make a living on the water, and they couldn't do it because, you know, they've not acquired the skills and stuff it takes to do this. And we've acquired it since we were little kids on up, so it makes a difference.
Yeah, well, you know, I hope that people get a chance to, you know, see. This was one of the reasons I came out here. This is the first time I grew up in Maryland, never even knew it was here. So I'm really glad that I got to come out. So, but I appreciate it, and so my kids will say bye to you. So, but thank you for